So these are my keys to success. After doing this for 16 years of working with the company, you follow these keys, you will crush the job. Number one, positive attitude, positive expectations. Meaning, if you believe that you're going to have success, you will. See, pretty much most of success, in my opinion, is not what happens out there. It's what happens in here. Muhammad Ali said it best, that the fight is won before the crowd shows up and the lights come on, right? So it's all about attitude. It's all about attitude before execution. So if you think you're going to be successful, you probably are. If you think you're going to have a tough time, you probably will, right? So the expectations that I would encourage you to have and the attitude I would encourage you to have is that Cutco is the best product in the world. Okay. The attitude is that everybody deserves Cutco. Here, let me show you what I mean. My grandma's owned Cutco for 50 years. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and I have Cutco since 1975. I've done a lot of upgrades with it, and I just now got the vegetable package, and I'm really happy with it.
Cool. Awesome. 50 years of owning Cutco. 50 years of owning Cutco. Same kitchen products. And she still loves them. Check this one out. Check this out. Look, she was so fired up, got even a Facebook post. Look.
Okay, I love Cutco. We've been customers for 27 years. I have all the knives, 4 pairs of the shears. We have the pizza cutter. We have spreaders. We have extra knives. We have even more knives. We have whatever one's the deboning. We even have the can opener, which is amazing. And we also have the fish cleaning knife. And the best part about Cutco is you guys take them back annually and you sharpen them all for us for free. Cutcos are amazing and we're forever customers. This is our 4th set of Cutcos. Love them.
So when you have, that's a raving fan. So when you have a positive attitude and a positive expectation to think in those terms, that's like, people are going to love this stuff. Like, people are going to love this stuff. And here's why. I want you to write down these 4 letters, BUNS. Buy once, use daily, never replace, saves money. Buy once, use daily, never replace, saves money. See, if you understand that the product that you get paid to show and tell and represent is the best consumer product in the world. I'm not saying it's the best knives in the world. That's evident. That's easy. I'm telling you it's the best consumer product in the world because of BUNS. Because think about if you bought a car, buy a car, use it daily, you never have to replace it, and buy a laptop, use it daily, never have to replace it, and buy a cell phone, use it daily, never have to replace it, and buy clothing, shoes, couches, furniture, anything, mattresses, buy once, use daily, you have to replace them. And it will actually save you money by owning it. You have this woman here who's owned a Cutco for 50 years. You have this woman who's invested in sets because she wanted her kids. That was the story. She bought some for her kids because she wanted them to have a forever set of Cutco too. So when you have a consumer product that they could buy once, use daily, never replace, and it actually saves them money, it's an easy product to explain and demonstrate. They're going to make an educated decision once they understand that. See, when I told my dad I was going to sell knives, he's just like, my dad called me an idiot. My mom was like, are you sure, Mike? Maybe you should work at Stop and Shop still. My dad was like, you're an idiot. You don't know how to cook. You're not good with people. It's like, you don't know how to sell. It's like, how are you going to sell knives? He's like, everyone already has knives. No one's going to buy this stuff from you. And I was like, thanks for the encouragement, Dad. Now, my dad understands this. I'm the youngest of 8. My dad owns a plumbing business up in New Jersey. He's a little rough around the edges, and he saw it as a luxury item. He's like, no one needs expensive knives. Everyone already has knives. So when I did the appointment with my parents, and I was sitting there with my parents, and I said, Mom, out of all the knives we have in the kitchen, how many do you use? And she said, this one's my favorite. And she has her favorite knife. I said, great. I opened up all the kitchen knife drawer. My mom had 3 knife drawers in the kitchen with 2 blocks on the countertop. And I said, so Mom, all these other knives, when that one stops working, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to throw it in the drawer and you're going to buy a new one. So I looked at my dad and I said, Dad, don't buy Cutco because of me. I'm paid $15 just to show it to you guys. But I do want to let you know that if you don't buy Cutco, and I say $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, I said, you're already going to spend hundreds, if not over $1,000 on knives because Mom's not done cooking yet. And she's down to their one favorite knife. So don't buy Cutco because of me. Buy Cutco because it makes sense. Because once you buy it today, You'll never have to buy it ever again. And mom could use this every day for the rest of her life. And then she could pass it down to the kids, right? Like that's a logical buy. So the attitude that I adopted was everyone deserves Cutco. Everyone deserves Cutco because of buns. So then I looked my dad in the eye and I said, so dad, protect your buns, get Cutco. And he said, you're an idiot. But I'll tell you right now, moms love those dad jokes, but the buns joke, some of y'all were like, that joke sucked. I'll tell you right now, that joke made me a lot of money. So that joke is awesome. The buns joke is great. I highly recommend the buns joke, and I highly recommend you explaining buns to your customer. It's already in the training manual. Let me tie a bow on buns real fast. Ready? Imagine if I was going to have you go out and get a $3,000 tank of gas. The very first initial reaction you're going to say is, that's a ripoff. A $3,000 tank of gas, that's a ripoff, because you're saying I could get a tank of gas for 30 bucks. So the first initial response is the price is higher than the value. Value is 30 bucks, price is 3,000. So what if I told you that tank of gas will last you for 2 years? Then you say, well, I spend 30 bucks a week, 50 weeks, that's 1,500 bucks a year. Over 2 years, it's $3,000. So the price equals the value. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't have to stop at a gas station. It might be more convenient for those 2 years, but I don't know if I want to spend the money up front. But what if I told you that tank of gas lasts you for 40 years? Now you do the math. You're like, that's a $60,000 value at only a $3,000 price. Did the price change? No, the price did not change. What's the only thing that changed? Value. Write this down on your notes. The first lesson of sales today. Price does not matter. Price does not matter. The only thing that matters is value. Price does not matter. The only thing that matters is value. So the attitude and expectation I want you to have is that if you're selling a $3,000 tank of gas, but it lasts you 40 years and it's a $60,000 value, it doesn't matter how much that costs. Everyone's going to buy it. So when you're selling Cutco and explaining that it's buns, buy one, choose every day, never replace, saves money. And if they could understand this, everyone's going to buy it. If they don't buy it, no big deal. It stinks for them. They're just going to use their old knives. No big deal. That's why we pay you to do the presentation. But when you do the presentation with the right attitude, you're going to help a family own a set of Cutco for the next 30, 40, 50 years, and they never have to buy knives ever again. So the attitude and the expectation going into your appointments are really designed, in my opinion, should be to help them own a set so they're done forever. It doesn't matter what size set. We have large sets, medium sets, small sets. We also have custom sets where they could pick and choose a couple of items. We have smaller starter packages too, depending on how much cooking they do. But if we could help them get a set once, they're done for the rest of their life. So my key to success for you, number one, is have a good, positive attitude. My other keys to success for you is help each other out. We're going to go into little breakout rooms during training. Help each other out. Be a team player, video camera on, ready to be engaged, ready to learn, ready to have a conversation. In the WhatsApp group, lots of hyping each other out. Be a team player, support each other. Team player, very, very important to have a key to success in this business. The next one is be responsible. When we give you homework assignments, the assignments aren't for me, they're for you. I already did my homework 16 years ago. So I highly recommend you to just work hard on your assignments. It doesn't matter how much time you spend on the assignments. I don't care how much time you spend. Just get it done, right? So sometimes the assignments might be as simple as 10 minutes or less. Some of you could even do your homework during training. It's so simple, but you got to get them done. See, what I pride my team on is being people of integrity, that if they say they're going to do something, that we expect them to do it. We expect you to do what you say you're going to do. That's not so much to ask. So just be responsible. Just do your homework. And some of those assignments are really simple. They'll be very, very, very simple, very quick. And you can probably even do some of them in training. One of the assignments today, we're going to do an exercise during training today to work on your brainstorm list. Kind of like what Lindsay and Cassie were telling you about. Just brainstorming all the different people that you could do some training appointments with. That if I was going to pay you 15 bucks, who could you do a training appointment with? And we'll do a brainstorm list with that to kind of get the wheels turning a little bit. Well, here's the thing. That homework assignment, literally, we're going to do an exercise with it in training today. So as long as you just pay attention and focus in training, the assignment's going to be simple, right? So just be present, be attentive in training, just be a good student. And the last couple here, be a professional. Be a professional, high communication. WhatsApp on your coaching chat, nonstop. On your coaching chat, nonstop communication on your WhatsApp coaching chat. Blow that chat up. Ask questions, get feedback, voice memos, texting. That coaching chat on WhatsApp is critical. And obviously be a professional, showing up prepared. Be ready to learn, be ready to take notes, be engaged. You know you're going to be on Zoom, have a snack next to you, have your video camera up, be engaged, be present, be focused, be attentive. So that way you could get the most out of training. And the last one is know the power of your product. And that kind of ties into that positive attitude, positive expectations, because, if you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. But what's nice about Cutco, if you could understand the BUNS concept, if you could understand this value concept, if you could understand 50 plus years of owning the same product line, and you really know the power of your product line, all you need to do is read and smile. If you could read and smile and play videos, and people buy the knives. I mean, it's so simple. And if they don't buy, no big deal. No, here's what happens. The averages are like 6 or 7 out of 10 buy on average. That means for every one that doesn't buy, you'll probably have 2 or 3 in a row that do. So what? It's just like football. If you get sacked, you're probably going to have a couple of good plays in a row. It's very rare to get sacked several plays in a row. So it's just like play the numbers out. That's why I love Lindsay's tip. Just do like 10 appointments, before Wednesday. You leave training between Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days, could you do 2 a day? If you have availability schedule, do 15 before Wednesday. I don't know, but it just depends on your schedule. But if you could do like 2 a day in your first 5 days type of thing, you'll get a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, and you can position yourself to be in a good spot. So my objectives to wrap up my opening comments before we take a break is number 1 is financial success. I want you to make a lot of money. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see we have some really awesome paychecks, $500 checks, $1,000 paychecks. And we're going to talk about this after the break, but the pay program is amazing. We have a base pay that guarantees you to have a stable income, even if you don't sell. But then we have an incentive pay that when you do a good presentation and people buy, you make more. You could work your way all the way up to 30%. In fact, after break, I'm going to show you how you could work your way all the way up to 50%. That's incredible. We're going to review this after break. The next, so the first objective is financial success. Second one is experience. We want you to make a lot of money, but I want you to get the meaningful experience that goes behind working with the #1 company for students in North America. See, let me play this quick clip for you. This is a student, an alum who worked with Vector. Check out what he has to say as an example as a college kid.
Where it go? Hey, how's it going, man? What's your name?
Good. Chris Sankey.
Awesome. What do you do now?
I'm a financial advisor.
You're a financial advisor, and where did you work through college?
I started selling Cutco when I was 18. It was my first job after working at Subway and Burger King. I ended up selling Cutco for 8 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Got into management with the company, and it was an awesome opportunity.
Awesome. And do you think that your experience with Cutco has helped you with your financial advising?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this job without the foundation that I built in Cutco, learning how to handle objections, learning how to make calls, actually doing real life work. So,
boom.
I recommend it to anybody.
Cutco.
So you meet people all the time who worked with Cutco, and they'll tell you this was the best place for a student. And the reason why they'll say that is because of a few reasons. Well, our programs, they're taught in DECA. DECA rated as the company of the year, prestigious marketing club across America. USA Today rated us the number 12 best company in America to work for. On this list was Apple, Google, Facebook, Salesforce, Microsoft, right? I mean, these are big companies, but they rated us because of our training program. Business Insider, these are all on our Instagram. Successful People Credit Cutco, with teaching them business lessons that last for life. This was an article where the CEO of Uber, Travis Kalanick, was featured in the article, and a few other people. This is Comparably. We were rated the top company for culture work-life balance, CEO, happiness, women, diversity. So you could check this out. Look at this. There was 8,000, almost 8,000 ratings when I took this screenshot. And we have a 4.9 out of 5-star rating, A+ from people who work with us, In fact, if you go to our headquarters office, we have a bookshelf of best-selling authors who went through the vector marketing training and worked their way through college, just like we're training you how to do. Best-selling authors. This is what's really cool. There's a podcast called Changing Lives Selling Knives with Dan Cassetta. I would write that down. This podcast is a top-rated podcast, and he's interviewed so many great people. I've had the privilege of being on this podcast, but some people like the vice president, Andrew Bosworth, vice president of Facebook, the VP of Facebook, sold Cutco in college. Mike Arrieta, he's the former VP of DocuSign, pretty big company. He was rated Forbes top 30 under 30, right? You got Hero Rodriguez. If you don't know who Hero is, he's actually works for the U.S. government, right? So you have all these individual CEOs of companies. This guy, the evolution of Home Free. Home Free is a musical group. He was actually featured on TV, and he sold Cutco. This guy, Living Front Row, he runs the Front Row Foundation, a nonprofit. One I highly recommend is Jim Stead Jr., the founder of Cutco, the guy who started this whole operation. He's interviewed on this podcast. Olympian, gold medalist, Lauren Gibbs. So I mean, we're talking, all these people have great conversations about why they did this when they were in college. One of the common themes you'll hear them say is something called the Leadership Academy. So our company offers a Leadership Academy. It's an 8-month program where we teach students and our representatives over 8 months to the management of time management, money management, the energy management, management of other people, and management of themselves. And we teach these individuals. This is our class for this year, 2020. This was last year's class, 2019, social distancing. So we went to the beach. And we teach them these principles over the course of 8 months. And they do that all the way through college. In the non-summer, it's like taking an extra course. And by the time they're done with the course, they will be equipped to be what is called a 5-star college graduate. So that way they could graduate from college with their degree and have options post-college graduation, because we help them develop self-confidence, how to manage their time, how to manage their money, how to save, how to invest. We have consultants come in to support our representatives with teaching them these things. And it's not just about saving money and selling Cutco. It's so much more than that. And that's what these podcast interviews are talking about. That's what these authors are talking about in these books. That's what these programs are talking about at these schools with DECA, with Comparably, with these articles. So all I have to say is, to wrap up my opening comments here, is you're in the right place. You're in the right place with the right opportunity. So take advantage of it in a positive way. You're here anyway. You're here in training anyway. So let's be present. Let's be focused. Check your social media later. Do your homework later. Like, all the stuff that is going on outside of work right now, put it away. Be present, be engaged, be focused, train for success. And if you can do that, you're going to have a great opportunity working with us. And understand that we don't train for time. We train for success. So if we're done, last week I got done 90 minutes early. 90 minutes early, I was done. Well, a couple weeks before that, I got done 5 minutes late. So I'm not promising anything. It just depends on you. What we put in is what we get out. If we can nail this thing and we're moving and we're cranking and you're engaged and you're focused and I see you taking notes, hey, we're going to continue and just move forward real fast. If you're like sluggish and not really paying attention, I got to repeat myself 7, 8, 9 times, then it's going to take a little longer. Because remember, I work for you. You don't work for me. I want to make sure you're having a lot of success working with us. So go ahead, post in your WhatsApp chat your biggest light bulbs from this opening comments. If you haven't posted yet, post something that stands out to you in the WhatsApp chat. What are some light bulb moments? What are some confidence builders for you? Because bottom line is, you're going to learn a lot of information, but I want to make sure we capture some of those light bulbs and we get a chance to debrief. So post those into the WhatsApp chat. So Stanley, Stanley, go ahead and unmute yourself. Where are you at, Stanley?
I'm here, sir.
Cool. Tell me what you said. You said we train for time. We train for versus train for success. Tell me what you mean by that.
So what you just said, we train for that quality in the training, right? So it's not about like how much time you're on the Zoom. You got to pay attention to it and like stay engaged in what's being taught to you and be like trained to you. Because if you're not, then you're just wasting time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that during during my comments there, because that's a really important point. So excellent. That's a great share. That's a great share. So what you put in is what you get out. So here's your formula before we go to break, just to recap everything we talked about. Your first 5 initial appointments are for confidence. You're for confidence. You want to take layups. So see your best 5 first 5. Best 5 first 5. So between Saturday and Sunday, you want to see your mom, grandma, best friend's mom, mom's best friend, cool aunt, whoever those best 5 are for you. Use your best judgment. If your mom is like, oh my God, I love to cook, I can't wait to see the appointment. Great. If your mom is like my mom, where she was like, are you sure? She wasn't in my best 5. If your grandma's, gave you $100 for Christmas, great. If your grandma's in a nursing facility and is, on her last leg, probably not great, right? Best friend's mom, that was my number one. She always bought the candy bars for me for college, for high school basketball. She was super nice. It turns out they already owned a set of Cutco. They bought more, gave me a I love Cutco letter, and she gave me 200 more recommendations, a directory to her church, her work, and her neighborhood. And that was a huge confidence boost for me. Maybe it's your boyfriend or girlfriend's mom. Maybe it's your mom's best friend who babysat you when you were a kid, or, maybe family vacations with this family. And maybe it's that cool aunt that lives outside, not the aunt that, the one, not that one. So it's the cool one, the cool aunt that always has your back when you need her. Maybe it's those 5. Those are probably going to be, somewhere in those categories are your best 5. See them first. It doesn't matter where they live. As long as they have internet with a computer, show them Cutco. And then just read and smile, like we talked about, and then call your coach for a deal. That's it. Call your coach for a deal. And then a 10 by 10 by 10 or a 10 by 5 by 5, that's just, could you do 20 to 30 appointments in your first 10 days? So you could maybe do 10 Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 10 Tuesday through Friday, and then 10 Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Or maybe you could do 10 before Wednesday, and then 5 Thursday, Friday, and then 5, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then 5 Sunday, Monday, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you could break it down however you choose, but if you're able to do that and capture all the momentum and everything that you're learning and implement it right away, you're going to position yourself to get off to a fast start and get that momentum so you can get off to, a nice start and have a good opportunity working with us. So that would be my formula for success. Those are my keys to success. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and transition into a break.